it's such an incredible event. Standing room only, hotter than the Dickens, you know, it's just great. I want to start off today with a series of numbers. As you walk out tonight, you're going to be tested on those numbers, okay? So remember these. 1/2, 64, 72, 69, 24, and 17. Stump the room. All right. So, 1/2. We're halfway there, folks. Years after years after years of working on the bay, working on cleaning up our water, we're making progress. We're halfway there. So this is something to celebrate, but it's also a problem. We got the other half to go. And here's the good news. We know exactly what we need to do. And now is the time that we must do it. So, what do we need to do? That is the 64 number. 64% of Marylanders agree to spending more money on the flush tax out of their own pocket to help clean up the job. 64% of Marylanders. We live here in Maryland for a reason. Is because of all the folks, Marylanders like us, that are concerned about the bay, concerned about our local waterways, and want to make a difference, and willing to do their fair share. 64% of the reason poll want to do their fair share. So what is that? Just last night, the governor put in a bill, Senate Bill 240, that would double the flush tax. Remember that? Every time you flush, costs you a little bit of money. We're going to take that $30, double it, and you know what it's going to do? It's going to finally finish cleaning up all the major sewage treatment plants in the state. That's a lot of pollution that's going down. It doesn't get us everywhere, but it gets us to a significant part. What's the next step? We're going to put in legislation like last year that funds the cleanup of stormwater. As most of you have heard year after year, stormwater is a fast-growing source of pollution. We need to invest now to start to clean it up. By cleaning up and reducing stormwater, we do two things. We clean up the bay, and we protect existing infrastructure from being eroded by expensive stormwater episodes, and then all the other problems. Does everybody remember when the DC Beltway got shut down because the stormwater pipe flooded? That same stormwater pipe flooded out a church, closed businesses, raised havoc. These are costly events that happen when we are not maintaining, investing, and doing what we need to do to reduce stormwater. So we need to invest in that, make sure that every single local jurisdiction has a fund to help pay small amounts of money altogether that will raise large sums to fix the problem. The next number, 69%. An extraordinary thing was discovered in this poll. 69% of Marylanders support reducing the number of septic systems in Maryland. 69%. You say, bet they all polled city dwellers. Yeah. That's a number I didn't mention. Not true. 56% of rural Marylanders support ratcheting down on septic systems. These are strong numbers. This is how we stop digging the hole, making the pollution worse. As long as we continue to sprawl out into our rural areas, we're paving over the state. We're paving over the farmlands that we like to, produce the food that feeds us, that creates the job for one of our top industries in the state, that protects our land, keeps them open. As long as we keep growing out there, our money follows out there. It follows out with school bus trips, it follows out with paving and maintaining of roads, it follows with more and more requirements on police, on fire, all the infrastructure. And all those dollars that fly out following low-density sprawl development are stolen from our existing communities. The existing communities which are also short on funds for their schools, for their infrastructure, for the capacity that we need for the development to go where we want it. So we got to stop it. And the Marylanders are with us, or that one too. Before I get to the last two numbers of 24 and 72, and some of you guys know the significance of those numbers, I'm sure, I want to talk about a meeting last night. About a dozen environmental leaders were called to the governor's conference room last night to get a briefing on his environmental agenda. We were called in last week to get a briefing on his budget package, and had a great briefing from the staff. Well, last night we got a briefing from the governor himself. For an hour and a half, almost an hour and 3/4, we sat around the big conference table in his office, working through, talking about the issues. This is a governor who is putting in the bills this year that we need to succeed, and it's somebody who spent a lot of time with us to make us understand what it was and to hear our feedback on it. That was just an extraordinary event last night. He apologizes for not being here. State of the Union invitation, pretty tough to turn down. So a lot of his staff, his administration is here, his secretaries are here, but I wanted to make sure that you all know that because he couldn't be here tonight, he spent a lot of time with us last night, which is incredibly valuable and even fun. You've got a tour of his private office, got to see the white oak desk, all that cool stuff. I mean, these moments we live for, right? So let me get to those last two numbers. 2472. Who knows what the significance are of those? Elected officials can't say. Oh, come on, some of you. Okay. Fail. Okay. Quiz when you go out. 24.
72 is for offshore wind.
Wrong. That's not my Yes, wait. Another answer is correct, yes. No, 24 votes is the number we need to get it through the Senate. All our bills have to get 24 votes. That's important. And we need every one of you in the room to help us get those votes. 72? Very good. All right, see, learning moment, you got it. This is what it's all about. We begin the legislature with this meeting of people who care about these issues. And we ask you not just to be entertained, informed, hot, tired legs, but to keep in mind that at the end of the 90 days here, that's what we need. On each and every one of the issues that you've heard from today, we need 24, but we need both of them, not just one of them. We need both of them. 24 to get it out of the Senate, 72 to get it out of the House. These are the votes we need, and we're going to need all of you to help us with that. We're going to talk to you more about how to do that at the end of the night, but please keep those numbers in mind. And remember, this is the year that can go down on record. You can tell your family, your grandkids, that you were here when the year we cleaned up the bay and got smart growth for Maryland. Thank you very much.